What's going on, snipers? Naeem Al-Abaidi here. We have a lot to talk about today because there are some very important metrics that we need to watch as we monitor Bitcoin's price action. You can see the S&P 500 actually is starting to reject this 200-day moving average exactly as we predicted here on the Snipers channel. We have the #1 cryptocurrency channel and technical analysis on the internet. It's not a surprise Bitcoin is starting to pull back. We are expecting the test of the 200-day moving average. But check this out, snipers. U.S. personal savings rate. And this is by Fred, the St. Louis Feds put this data out. This actually dates back to 1960. Notice how our U.S. personal savings rate is collapsing like it's never collapsed before. As a matter of fact, we actually had a 2.2% reading in October of 22, and we have not seen a reading that low since July of 2005, which was preceding the dot-com bubble, heading into the 2008 recession. Even after the 2008 recession, we saw U.S. personal savings above 5%. We have not seen something like what we're seeing right now as a major capitulation in U.S. personal savings rate. And this probably has to do with inflation. Why is this important? Well, you guys are tuned into a cryptocurrency technical analysis channel. And something that not a lot of people talk about is the metrics coming into YouTube, right? What is the YouTube metrics, right? We spend so much of our time here on YouTube, especially us content creators. And I wanted to show you guys an example of one of the most popular cryptocurrency YouTube channels because this is pretty much across the board. This is Altcoin Daily's YouTube analytics based on Social Blade, which tracks monthly gain subscribers, monthly gain video views. Notice how through the latter part of 2022, Altcoin Daily was putting out a video every single day on the cryptocurrency market and getting 0 subscribers. As a matter of fact, only now are they starting to see a little bit of momentum. 10,000 subscribers for December of 2022, but that's nowhere near the 131,000 subscribers that they gained in February of 2021, right? So a massive slowdown across the board. And you'll see this for any channel that covers not just cryptocurrency, but if we pull up CNBC television, which covers stocks and equities, you can see same thing across the board, a massive dip in interest when it comes to the equity markets, the cryptocurrency market, the stock market, probably because nobody has money in their savings account to actually invest in the markets and put some of their disposable income into the markets. And so does that give us any signs of concern when it comes to the technical analysis for Bitcoin? Well, here's what I'll say, snipers. We are seeing the first real red daily candles come in. And one thing I told you guys that we were going to monitor is Bitcoin dominance. Is it going to be moving up on any sort of downside momentum that Bitcoin sees? And notice how Bitcoin dominance is starting to move up right now. With Bitcoin only down 2% for the day, we're starting to see Bitcoin dominance move up aggressively, breaking some of these local highs. Why is this important? Well, this is actually good news. The last part of a bear market is when altcoins move into Bitcoin in anticipation of one last capitulation move to the downside. And because they went from altcoins into Bitcoin, which has a larger market cap, they hedge against further downside, right? That's why Bitcoin is considered the digital version of gold, right? It's a storage of value. And that's exactly what we're seeing right now with this downside move. Bitcoin trying to stay above the 200-day moving average, starting to pull back. Everyone's expecting Bitcoin to pull back to the 200-day moving average and test it as support. But what we're seeing happen here with this move to the downside, with Bitcoin just down 2%, is Bitcoin dominance is starting to move up aggressively and form new local highs. As a matter of fact, if we were to just go into an altcoin portfolio, notice how it's a bloodbath here for altcoins. Man, look at this, insane. You can see here some altcoins down over 8%, some altcoins down 10%. Look, this is the crypto.com coin, down 10%. We're seeing a massive bloodbath right now in the altcoin markets. Why is that the case? And this is just with Bitcoin down 2%. Imagine if Bitcoin was down 10%. What would happen to the altcoins? Would they be down 30%, 40%? That's exactly what would happen, especially if we look at their Bitcoin valuations. Look at Solana selling off against Bitcoin very aggressively right now. And so what does this tell us when we think about the psychology of the market? What is this telling us? Well, this is what it's telling us. We are anticipating further downside. And if we see that further downside and Bitcoin dominance shoots up, that could potentially be what marks the bottom in this market, just like it did in 2018 when Bitcoin dominance finally had the chance to move up towards its 200-week moving average. As we've been saying here, that was when we finally saw Bitcoin dominance calm down. That was the end of the bear market. We had already bottomed out by then. And so maybe this is exactly what we need right now in order for this bear market to end. We need to see a push up for Bitcoin dominance. We need to see altcoins hedge into Bitcoin, because that could mark the final move here in this bear market. So this is what I'm watching. Notice how altcoins outside of Bitcoin also starting to sell off as Bitcoin dominance moves up. The VIX is starting to get above 20 as we've been expecting. And so this downside move that we're currently experiencing has been no surprise here for those tuned into the Snipers channel. And it was exactly what we were expecting several weeks ago. As soon as we saw a confirmation above 17,200, I told you guys the range has now opened up to the upside, 25,000 US dollars. But usually you get to the midpoint of the range like we are right now when we start to slow down. And so I think it's still very important that we hold the 200-day moving average. But what's interesting about the 200-day moving average for Bitcoin right now is that the total market cap is already testing its 200-day moving average. Notice how we have tested it today, the total market cap. That means that not just Bitcoin, but all of the altcoins as well factor into this chart. We are testing the 200-day moving average. If we break below this 200-day moving average for the total market cap, there's a likelihood that Bitcoin can also break below its 200-day moving average. And if that's the case, what is that going to mean for the altcoin market? It looks like we have a capitulation in place. And this could be quite discouraging for some people, but I think it's exactly what we need for this bear market to end. I think it's time for us to see Bitcoin dominance move up, because until it does, we could still assume further downside, right? And one thing this is affecting a lot is some of the channels on YouTube, like our channel that covers cryptocurrencies. You know, we used to get 2,000-3,000 views per video. Then through this bear market, now we're getting less than 1,000. So that does hurt our channel. Because of that, I'm testing out new content, new styles of content. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below about this more chill style of content. But with that being said, snipers, I don't think this is a bad thing. Bitcoin dominance moving up is something that we've been waiting for. It's something that we'd like to see here. And I think that if we could finally see Bitcoin dominance get towards that 200-week moving average, it is going to allow us to have a little bit more confidence in this market reversal and the end of this bear market. And so, you know, this is very interesting stuff that's happening right now. Bitcoin against the SPY also starting to sell off. Bitcoin showing strength. The DXY, we're expecting it to move up here very soon, especially because of this daily candle here. We had a bullish daily candle. Sort of invalidated though with this new daily candle. Today we had a slight sell-off and then a push up. Starting to see some volatility here. So let's see what happens. The S&P 500 actually closed with a very bearish daily candle. It looks like it's actually ready to go below the 50-day moving average. And so things aren't looking too good, to be quite honest with you guys. You know, the S&P 500 can't even hold its 200-day moving average. Total market cap's already testing its 200-day moving average. I mean, here's the thing. If Bitcoin dominance truly has more ways to go to the upside, it's probably going to happen with the overall market selling off. And so does that mean Bitcoin has to certainly go all the way down to form new yearly lows for this to happen? No, that's not what it necessarily means. As a matter of fact, Bitcoin could have potentially bottomed out. And maybe it's just altcoins that are going to sell off further into new lows, because right now Bitcoin has up to 25% more downside in order for us to form any further new lows. And if we're only down 2% and altcoins are already down over 8%, some of them 10%, imagine what a 25% downside move would do to these altcoins. I mean, we're talking triple, if not quadruple the amount of downside in the altcoins. And so Bitcoin might come down, test, let's say 18,400, this market structural level, and this downside move alone could be detrimental to altcoins, but then we could bounce. And maybe Bitcoin has bottomed out, right? Who knows? Maybe because we're seeing altcoins finally hedge into Bitcoin, it gives market sentiment towards Bitcoin to stay where it's currently at, to consolidate. That's certainly an opinion. You know, I know FTX apparently recovered, $5 billion worth of assets in order to return to, their creditors. Are those assets in altcoins? Are they in Bitcoin? Is this why we're seeing this move right now? I mean, as soon as that was announced, we saw a massive push down for the Ethereum to Bitcoin chart, and we saw Bitcoin move up. Could that have been a hint that maybe we saw Ethereum move into Bitcoin, bringing Bitcoin's value up, and now we're going to see other altcoins do the same thing? Who knows? These are all things that we cannot necessarily trace or track, but I think we'll find out the answers soon. And so, very interesting time in the market. But when it comes to technical analysis, we want to hold this $19,800 level. That's where Bitcoin's support level is. We're expecting a test of this level, this 200-day moving average. Once we can come up there, there's a possibility we can bounce towards 25,000 and see another impulse move to the upside. If we break below 19,800, then that's when things get a little bit more worrisome here. 18,400 would be the next major level here below this 200-day moving average. If we can't hold 18,400 or even at $18,000 level, because just notice how as more time goes by, the market structural support starts to come down a little bit. And so, I think by the time and if we come down to test this level, the 50-day moving average would be pretty much what we want to hold on to, because it's going to show confluence with this market structural support. So that's what we're monitoring here. A slip below 19,800 could open up the door towards the 50-day moving average. It's currently at 17,500, but at least it's above 17,204. That is the major range support. Breaking below 17,204, that opens up the door to 14,000 US dollars. So we don't want to see that. But being inside of the range now, this is still the range that we're in, right? A resistance of 25,000 and a support of 17,204. So let's see what happens, snipers. I hope you like this video and subscribe to the channel if you've yet to do so. I appreciate each and every one of you tuning in the channel. And until next time, snipers, I will see you guys all later. Snipers.